All right, welcome back to Hannity. We're live. We're in the spin room. We're in beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin, following the first GOP presidential primary debate. Here with more on tonight's event, DeSantis campaign surrogate and Texas Congressman Chip Roy, Trump campaign surrogate, Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, and Fox News contributor Ari Fleischer, who I have no idea who he's supporting. So, that actually helps. You're going to be the neutral voice. So you guys, the funny thing is, I know we're all best friends, and you guys agree on a lot of stuff, but you're taking a different position in the primary.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to be here with my good friend Byron. We can show to America.
No. We'd rather have a brawl.
No, well, we'll get there. We'll get there. Like, we can disagree on the primary and then still lock arms to go fight the establishment in Washington. We do it every day. Happy to do it. But look, I'm proud to endorse Ron DeSantis, and I think tonight he showed why he's the clear leader. I think he was the clear winner of the debate. He was speaking directly to the American people. He showed how his track record in Florida is something that the American people can get behind because they're frankly sick of the noise. There was a lot of noise on that stage. There was a lot of bickering and talking to each other. Ron DeSantis was the guy who was standing up there as a guy who served in the military, who demonstrated how he would use that to be commander-in-chief, and showed that he believes that this is a country in decline and that the Florida blueprint will provide a path for us to get this country back.
Byron.
Look, I love my friendship, but I don't know what he's talking about. I thought that Governor DeSantis was fine, but fine was not good enough in this moment. He had to be dynamic. He had to take presence of the entire debate, all the bickering back and forth. And frankly, a lot of the candidates, some of them had really good points. The governor was good, but he wasn't dynamic. And he has to be dynamic because the elephant, the true elephant in the room is Donald Trump. He's massively ahead. And all the policies, Sean, that everybody's talking about, Donald Trump did it. He did it once. He could do it again. That is still the leader in this entire race.
He's now going to be arraigned tomorrow. This is the fourth time. And I believe, our DOJ's been weaponized and politicized. All of that's true. I mean, we have a president now. We have the Joe Biden bribery and money laundering scandal allegations that I believe the walls are closing in on the entire family enterprise. My question is, how much does that impact this race in your view?
Look, I think in our primary process, what it's really doing is it is going to continue to galvanize support around Donald Trump.
It defies all. Listen, I've been in this 34 years.
Right.
It defies all conventional, political.
It defies conventional political wisdom, and political wisdom in our country for a long time has been flat wrong. What it's done is that people are realizing we have a two-tier system. This is not working, and if they're going to go after Donald Trump like this, they'll do it to anybody.
I 100% agree with that, Byron, 100%. But the elephant in the room that we're talking about, as Brett Baer pointed out, wasn't here. And the elephant in the room isn't going to be there at the Reagan Library, and the American people expect you to show up. Ron DeSantis shows up. Byron talked about the track record of success.
All right,
the governor's track record of success in Florida is something that these candidates didn't want to run against because they're so proud of what he did in Florida and how that's the model for America.
Let me bring Ari, the neutral voice, in here. What do you say, Ari?
Yeah. And I am neutral. My job here is to tell you what I see and just call it as I see it. And I thought Ron DeSantis had the strongest night of any of the candidates on stage. He did it with his answer on lockdowns, reminding people that Florida opened early when it was controversial to do so. He did it with his answer about use of force involving Mexico and drugs. And he did it about focusing on the future instead of the past. So I thought DeSantis was real good. Second place to me was Vivek Ramaswamy. I mean, that guy he's a blunt force instrument. And he's articulate, he's fast on his feet, and he's not a politician. And that's one of the reasons he's resonating right now. He just says what he thinks, and he says it in a forceful, blunt way. And people are sick of politicians. They're sick of Washington. And that's why Vivek did well.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.